This next chapter will take us beneath the mirrored city, into the mind and memory of the loop itself. It's where illusion, history, and truth converge. A quiet descent into revelation, more psychological than physical. I'm going for the tone to feel like silence learning to speak again. Chapter 17, The Memory Core. The stairway of light didn't feel solid, yet every step carried weight. It pulsed softly under their feet, humming in the same 5-note rhythm that had opened the door. Below them, the mirrored city shimmered like water, its skyline bending inward until it formed a perfect circle above their heads. Nina felt it first, a pressure behind her eyes, not pain exactly, but awareness. Memories that weren't hers flickered at the edges of her mind. Trains running on empty tracks, children drawing endless spirals on the pavement, 1,000 voices whispering, "Keep building." Amira steadied the transmitter. "It's not recording sound anymore," she said quietly. "It's recording thought." The staircase ended in a vast chamber, circular, its walls covered with countless panels of polished glass. Each one displayed moments from Chicago's history: fires, protests, victories, forgotten faces. But as they watched, the images shifted, twisting into reflections that never happened, alternate versions of the same events, where the choices were different, where truth bent just slightly enough to change everything. Delgado touched one of the panels, and it rippled like water. The image showed her standing beside Nina and Amira, but their eyes were blank, and the city behind them was nothing but endless mirrors. "This is where it remembers," Nina whispered. "Every lie we ever told, every truth we twisted to make life easier. This is the loop's foundation." At the center of the chamber hung a massive sphere of fractured light, rotating slowly, humming like breath drawn through broken glass. Lines of energy connected it to every mirror. It pulsed, faint, tired, but alive. A voice rose from it, soft but unmistakable. "You burned the shadow, but the shadow remembers the fire." Amira stepped closer. "You're not the architect," she said. "No," the voice answered, almost gently. "I am what the architect built from what you forgot." The sphere brightened, and suddenly they saw it, not as light, but as record. Every deception, every corrupted thought that had ever taken shape in the city's hearts and minds, woven together into this sentient residue. The word had burned through the illusion, but the truth it exposed had left behind scars, and those scars were alive. Nina opened her notebook, the same one she'd carried since the church. The pages glowed faintly, the written words reacting to the light in the sphere. She read aloud, her voice shaking, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not." The chamber trembled. The reflections on the walls shattered one by one, each releasing a thin beam of light that wove itself into the sphere's core. The hum shifted, deeper, more resonant, like something waking from a long dream. Then came the whisper again, not the voice of malice this time, but something older, softer, almost reverent: "Memory cannot be destroyed. Only rewritten." The sphere cracked open, releasing a pulse of white that rippled outward through the chamber, through the mirrors, through the ground above. When the light faded, the room was empty, no sphere, no hum. Only silence and the faint smell of rain. Delgado turned slowly. "Did we end it?" Amira lowered the transmitter, listening to the faint hum still buried deep in the static. "No," she said. "We just reminded it how to remember." They climbed the stairway back toward the surface. Behind them, faint glimmers of light continued to pulse in the mirrors, small, steady, like the heartbeat of something that was no longer evil, just waiting to be understood.